If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. Okay, look, so about a week ago, we got some interesting information about YoungBoy, about NBA YoungBoy, whose fans are going crazy over the past few, weeks and months, especially also under my videos, always defending him, saying that he's the GOAT of this new generation. If you've been following me for some time, you know that I'm not the biggest YoungBoy fan, but of course I'm not like a hater. Like, I respect the work he's putting out. I especially respect his work ethic and what he's been able to achieve as one of those first rappers who really blew up over YouTube, like who completely took over the YouTube game. Like, he wasn't one of the first ones to blow up on there, but who just runs the game and has been for the longest time. The numbers he's doing is insane. So obviously in hip-hop, he's someone who's under very high demand. And to close off the year, his manager, Alex Jr., I think that's how you pronounce his name, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. His manager, Alex, took to Instagram to post something that I thought was very interesting. A lot of y'all have probably seen this already, but he said end of the year features. So he is advertising, some how much you got to pay for a feature. And this looks like it's like an end of the year sale. So he just, tries to get some sales at the end of the year. So maybe the actual prices are even higher, but let's look at the prices. First of all, let's start from the bottom because obviously we're trying to get to YoungBoy. So B-Way, who I've never really been familiar with, is 3.5K, which still, when you think about the average salary of a normal person, a normal worker, just a feature from an artist that I didn't even know about, that's a lot. Then No Cap, which you might know him. He's collaborated with quite a few big artists in the past. Lil Baby, for example. His feature price is 25K. Obviously, he's an artist that is more established, and I get that. But still, come on, it's crazy what money they're making in the rap game. Obviously, a lot of this will go also to the label and the managers getting his cut and stuff like that. So it's not all going to the artist, but still, 25K for a verse. Damn. And then obviously the thing that everybody's talking about, what I was trying to get to, YoungBoy, 300,000 for a verse, for one feature that he probably does within 10 minutes. And these numbers, I've talked about this in the past already, and I made a video even last year where I went over some known prices for features. For example, the price for an Andre 3K feature, which is obviously very highly regarded, and also a Nicki Minaj feature who's charging over $500,000 for her feature. And I think Drake, with Drake, it's always kind of, it depends on who he's messing with in the rap game. He might give out a verse or for a reduced price. But if a Drake feature was over $1 million, if you were just trying to buy it, obviously, he still has to do it and stuff like that. There's a lot of other factors factoring into that, but just as a value put to this feature. Also, we famously knew about Lil Baby doing features for $100,000, also $200,000. And come on, when you listen to those Lil Baby features, he steps in the booth and does those within a minute. His verse is done within the first try, just freestyling. This man is at that level in his career. Also, we see Polo G upping his price to $100,000 per feature. Also, we saw DaBaby talking about charging $200,000 a feature, which obviously DaBaby is also a pretty, even in pop now and just in pop culture, a very high regarded figure. But still, come on, man, $200,000 for a feature. That's a very high paying yearly salary, and they're getting that for 5 minutes of work. I get that if you're getting an Andre 3K feature, there's probably a lot more work going into that. He actually sits down and writes his verse. A lot of work goes into that, and I'm not trying to take away credit from that. But just in this new generation of rappers, from the likes of DaBaby or Lil Baby, we know that these people just step in the booth and do it off the top of their head. And there's also a big difference when listening to, for example, Andre 3K's feature on Life of the Party off of Donda, or to just like a usual Lil Baby feature where he talks about his new watch and some women and his new cars, which that goes hard, but there's a huge difference. But it's not even accounted in the price. I'm not trying to hate on Lil Baby here, y'all know that's my guy, but still, it's always so crazy to me. So seeing YoungBoy also demand $300,000 for a feature is just, I can't even imagine. When you look at these people and they're doing features, like you see these people featured on tracks. You see YoungBoy featured on a couple of tracks over the past couple of months, and when you think about the fact that he's bagging 300,000 each time, every occasion, this man is making incredible bank. And obviously this demand and this price and this value for this feature only stems from the fact that he has this very massive following, and especially YoungBoy fans will probably listen to anything he drops. So the person getting the feature, or the label or estate getting the feature, know that they're getting some traction off of there. But I just think about all the times, for example, Lil Baby did a feature for this dude named Bando Pop and his track Flights, and this came out on, I think it was December 24th, so only a week ago, or only like 4 days ago. And this track is it's not doing bad. It has like 200,000 plays on Spotify, but it's not nearly enough to make the money, to pay for those $200,000 for a Lil Baby feature. So the fact that even these artists are maybe, going into debt, or a label putting this much pressure on artists to get that money back just to get a Lil Baby feature, to me is crazy. And I don't think there's a lot of weight and a lot of responsibility then upon the artist to make that back. And I think for a young artist that's just starting out, he should not be focusing on getting a Lil Baby feature, thinking that that might elevate his career. It can obviously help. We've seen that with the Drake feature effect. But honestly, it's not worth it if you're gonna, spend all that money, and $300,000 for a YoungBoy. Come on, man. That's just too crazy. If you're, you could still go by yourself a long way. So, YoungBoy, his manager Alex Junior, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, tell me how to pronounce this dude's name. He's saying that at the end of the year you can still get a feature from YoungBoy. So if any of y'all are interested and have $300,000 lying around, you can get a YoungBoy feature, or a No Cap feature, or a B-Way feature. But $300,000, that is a statement, bro. I would have never thought that it was that high. I would have thought, YoungBoy does features for like $50K, which would have still been high. But just at the rate that he's putting out music, he can probably do a verse in like a very short period of time, so he's not wasting a lot of time on these features and still bagging 300,000 each occasion. It's crazy to me. Yeah, let me know what you think about this. Are you as startled as me to find out about these feature prices? And do you think that, how much do you think goes to the artists? How much do you think they're actually then bagging, themselves? All that. Please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.